Hey guys, what's going on? It's Nick Highfill, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get from where you are to where you want to be. Everybody is in some sort of situation right now, and they really want to get to that ideal life, that dream life where they want to be. But how in the heck do you get there? I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that using this framework. You can tell that I enjoy using frameworks because in reality, I'm not the smartest guy on the block. And I've come to realize that I love visual things. I love drawing things out on a board and understanding each step of what I have to do. And looking back at past experiences, I've realized that I've done each of these steps to get from where I was to where I wanted to be. So it's easier for me to teach you guys how to get from where you are to where you want to be using a whiteboard and using this exact step right here. So if you're listening to this on audio, hop over to YouTube so you can see exactly how you do this. But if you are here watching on YouTube, welcome. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get from where you are to where you want to be using this just very simple framework that's going to require effort. It's not going to happen overnight, but you can at least see this and visually understand, okay, this is what I want, this is where I am, and this is like where I want to be. And how do I get there? What's the in between? What does that look like? Okay. So first, we need to know where we want to go. So we need to have a goal of some sort. I will start a business, end of 2024, let's say December 31st, 2024, and that is your goal. I will start this business, okay? So you want to start this business. How in the heck are you going to get there? Now, it's much simpler to go through life with some sort of a idea of like each step. This is how I'm going to get there, and this is why I drew this out for you guys. So when you know where you want to go, let's say you want to open up a sandwich shop. Well, there's probably a reason that you want to open up a sandwich shop because you probably saw somebody else have a sandwich shop or you're inspired by something you saw online, on social media, on TV, that somebody had a sandwich shop. And you're like, I want to be like that guy. I want to be like Jerry with Subway, right? I think that's the CEO's name. Anyways, so we need to then move into the research and interview phase. So we have that goal. We're inspired somehow, some way, but now we need to figure out how are we going to get there, okay? So if it's somebody that we know in person that open up that sandwich shop, that we do really want that sandwich shop, we're like, yeah, I want to start that business. I want to start a sub shop by the end of 2024. We need to research and interview those who have done the work and how they did it. So you'd really be surprised that people who have built businesses, if you go to them and you're like, hey, I really want to know how you did this. Most of the time, they'll give you the time of the day. You can go out to lunch, coffee with them, and be respectful of their time, but ask them, hey, how did you do this? I really want to do this. I'm in this situation right now. What would you recommend to how to build that sandwich shop? How do I get the financing for that? How do I get the employees? What do I do for marketing? Go to that person who has already done the work and ask them. And you'd be surprised. Even if you don't know somebody who's built a sub shop in person, maybe you know somebody who's built a business, get an idea of how they did that. Take them out for lunch, take them out for dinner, take them out for a cup of coffee, and just ask them. Most of the time, they're willing to help people behind them because they've done the work and they've had to do the same thing. They've had to research, they've had to ask for help, they've had to pick other people's brains and get information from them so they can figure out how to do their thing, right? So we need to research and interview those people. If you're like, Nick, I don't even know anybody who's done anything that I want, it's online. Somewhere, somehow, some way, somebody's made a course, somebody's made a free YouTube video, somebody's made something to show you how they did what they did. And it might not just be in the first search, like how to start a sandwich business, and you might not get your answers right away on that first search. You might have to do some research, you might have to read some books, you might have to purchase an online course, you might have to invest initially to understand, okay, this is how I'm going to do this. Now, once you've moved past the research and interview phase, you're like, okay, I feel like I got a really good understanding of how so-and-so did it and how they were able to scale their sandwich shop from 1 to 5 sandwich shops. That's original, that's what I want to do long term. So I figured out how to do that. Now, how am I going to do that? What do I need to do? Do you need to consolidate some debt? Do you need to go find a loan? Like, what is it that you need to do next? And that's where the plan section comes in. So write out your own action plan of how you're going to get from where you are now to where you want to be. Be very specific of each step, each stage of what you need to do all the way down to get that first sandwich shop, right? So when you do that, you need to be willing to pay the price. If you aren't willing to pay the price for getting from where you are to where you want to be, to getting that first sandwich shop, to making the $1 million, whatever it is that you want, if you're not willing to pay the price that other people had to go through to get that thing in their life, I would almost say don't even do it. If you're going to complain and feel like it's an inconvenience to do all this work all the way through, why do it? That doesn't sound fun, right? So you need to be willing to pay the price. Now, when I first got into video production, I ended up going to work for a company to understand. My main objective was to figure out how I could have my own business one day, to learn more of the business skills, but get hands-on. So I found a small production company. I went to work for them, and my goal was always to open a production company myself, to run it myself. I had had one before, but it was very bootstrapped. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I needed to get some real world experience. So that was my research and interview phase. For almost 2 years working at this production company, I'd ask the boss different questions throughout the day and throughout the week. And I was going to keep my own mind inventory. Okay, this is what he did. This is when he first started. This is how he got from what he wanted to where he wanted to be. And this is how he runs his business. And this is what they do for marketing. And this is what they do for purchasing equipment. And all this stuff, I started gathering my own research inside the company. And then I started to put together a plan. Okay, I would need to quit. I wasn't very specific with my plan, but I knew I needed to quit and go down this series of steps to then open my own production company, make sure I had enough money to do it, and to have the necessary equipment I needed to fulfill the jobs, okay? So then your last step to all of this is take action. You must take action on the things that you want. So if you've gone through this whole thing and you know your goal, you know where you want to be, you've researched an interview, you've put in the upfront work to figure out what it is you need to do, and you come up with a plan to figure out how you're going to do it, now you need to take action. Every single day, you need to take action and make progress on the steps towards how it is you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be, right? It's that simple. You just must take action on what it is that you need to do to get to where you want to be. So many of us get hung up on this and they're like, oh, I don't feel motivated. I don't want to do it today. You need to find the motivation. You need to find the drive. And if you aren't motivated to do it, you're probably doing the wrong thing. And you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons. But if you're really passionate about that sandwich shop and you really feel strong about your goal over here, I guarantee you're going to find motivation throughout the day to do it. And it comes back to this, be willing to pay the price. Know that up front so you have that motivation while you're going through your action plan of, okay, I did commit to this. I know it's going to be hard. When I was doing my interviews, I realized so-and-so, lived on the side of the road for a while. Whatever it is, right? Just know that it's going to be challenging. That thing that you want is going to be hard. And it doesn't even have to be a sub job. It could be, going to college and finishing a master's degree, whatever it is, right? But you must take action at the end of it. It's very important. You have to take action and go. So when I went through this, was starting my own production company. When I got to here to take action, it came unexpectedly. I got flown out to Spain on my own project that I was building side clientele while I was working for the production company. And when it came here, this idea popped into my head. And it was built off a conversation I had with some people there. And they're like, why are you working for somebody when you're doing this exact same thing? And this is your own client. You're out here doing this work. I said, well, I feel like I need more experience. They said, it looks like you have all the experience. This is your equipment here. This is your client. You are doing this for your own business. And I go, oh, that's an idea. So then I contemplate on the plane ride home. Well, should I quit my job? These people believe in me. These people are, creative freelancers for companies like Netflix and Facebook and Instagram. They know what they're doing. They had some life experience. They've seen this industry. So I'm like, wow, well, why am I working for somebody still? I thought this was like a 5-year out goal, but in 2 years I realized that I had gained enough information that I could take action immediately. So when the plane landed, I run into the office Monday and I'm like, hey, I'm here to quit my job. I'm here to put my 2 weeks in. At this time, I've never really officially quit a job before. So I'm like, I'm here to do my 2-week thing. I'm here to quit, because I didn't really know how it went. This was one of my first jobs. And when I did that, I immediately took action. That night, went home, bought the domains, Highfill Media, got the Instagrams, got all this stuff going, and I immediately took action. And every day I took action towards the steps of what I needed to do. The clients started coming, the money started coming, everything just fell into place. So when you are trying to decide from where you are to where you want to be, follow this strategy right here. Use this, write it down. Understand that you need to know where you're going first. You need to figure out how other people did it, and then you need to figure out how you're going to do it. And then you just need to go do it. That's it. That's all you got to do, guys. So I hope this helped. If you guys do have any questions, please feel free to DM me at Nick Highfill on Instagram. I'd be more than happy to discuss anything that you're doing right now, that you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I go from where I want to go? Hey, do you know anybody with a sandwich shop I could interview and ask them how they got from no sandwich shops to sandwich shops? Just shoot me a DM. I'm more than happy to help anybody. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you're taking actions on your dreams.